All right, NBA 2K rating recap for November 15th, 2025. The big news for the day was the New Orleans Pelicans fired Willie Green. James Borrego is going to take over as the interim coach. The Pelicans, 2-10 on the season, are 15th in the Western Conference. They started off the year 0-6. Zion went down. They won 2 games, and then they've lost the last 4 since then. Jordan Poole has also missed the last 5 games. So, not a ton of talent over the last stretch. Willie was doing the best he could. But it's more just, is he the right guy to move the team forward? I think the firing is more or less, it's from the sins of last season. The Pelicans had expectations last year of like 40-ish wins, but they were completely dead on arrival. They were 3-9 at this time last year, so they weren't faring much better. They went 4-16 through November. To end, basically, their season was over before it even started. They were 13-42 at the All-Star break, and then finished 21-61 overall. So it's the first head coaching job for James Borrego I think he's here, right? I don't know how you can view assistant coaches from here. Where do we have to go? View candidates. Yeah, James Borrego is here. If you try to promote him, it's going to crash the game, so I wouldn't recommend it. The coaching in general is just kind of really busted on 2K the last couple of years. But first head coaching job for James Borrego in 5 years. He took the Hornets to 43 wins in 2022, which was LaMelo Ball's All-Star season. They ended up losing the play-in, though, which probably cost him his job, as they lost it in desultory fashion, getting blown out pretty bad, if I recall. And then after that, the Hornets since then dropped to 27 and then 21 wins under Steve Clifford and then 19 under Charles Lee last year. So Borrego actually got a lot more out of the Hornets than his subsequent replacements did. So that's probably a feather in his cap. So as mentioned, the 2022 Hornets, that was LaMelo Ball's All-Star season. They were 9th in offensive rating that year. Miles Bridges had his breakout. How do I get off the screen? Just so we can head over to the Hornets really briefly. Miles Bridges had his breakout. He jumped from 12 points per game to 20 points per game. They also did all that with Mason Plumlee as their starting center. So overall, he's a good offensive coach, but there were questions about how serious and competitive they were at the time. I think those questions have continued to stick around LaMelo, so I don't think that's a Borrego issue necessarily. Worth noting, Pelicans also have been without DeJounte Murray since last February with a torn Achilles. So yeah, not a lot of talent on this team. They only have 2 starting caliber players, really. And just to do a little mini review on the Pels, Trey Murphy, I knocked him up to an 84 overall. I said that I was going to get around to doing his ratings. That's +4 from where 2K's got him at. He's averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists over his last 4 games. So he definitely should be going up in rating when they release their next update, probably next Thursday. Jeremiah Fears, I've got him at 78 overall, essentially where 2K's got him at as well. He's averaging 14 points, but only 3 assists per game. So that's what was I going to say? He's averaging double figures he's had double figures in all but 1 game. Ironically enough, his first start where he was 1 for 11 from the field. His assists are low, but that's kind of normal for a 19-year-old rookie point guard. So, that'll get better. Derek Queen has been another key player for them since he got healthy. I've got him at a 77 overall, which is a +3 from where 2K's got him at. He hasn't started any games yet, but he's essentially kind of like the 6th man on this team. They have been starting Kevon Looney ever since he got healthy. Yves Missi has been demoted to the bench, only playing a handful of minutes. He's the 3rd string behind both of these guys. Looney, 76 overall, -4 from where I had him at entering the year, and +2 from where 2K's got him at. Going from the Warriors to the Pelicans is like getting fired from your job and having to apply at McDonald's. At least they were nice enough to offer him like a prestigious salary and title. Like he's the manager, making like 60K. At least it's not 40K, but he's looking pretty washed. Terrible signing at like 2 years, 16 million for them. Just a waste of cap space for them, because I'm sure nobody else was offering more than like veteran minimums. So they brought him in essentially to be like a mentor to Derek Queen, but that's really about all the value that he's going to provide for this team. He has a 9.2 player efficiency rating right now. That's really bad for a center since rebounding and things usually bring that up. Field goal percentage, etc. He ain't got the field goal percentage. 39 true shooting percentage this year, which is down from 54% true shooting last year, which is down from 62% true shooting in 2024. So, which for a center, I think the average for center is around like 66 true shooting or so, 65, 66, that range. So, like, he was already kind of like a slightly below average finisher 2 years ago in his prime, and then fell off hard last year, and now he's like not even an NBA player right now offensively. He has 0 dunks in 99 minutes compared to 24 last year in about 1,100 minutes. So that's fallen off, and then his rebound rate has also cratered to 17 defensive rebound percentage, which is like a 68-ish rebound rating. That is -9% last year. He had a 26% defensive rebound rate, which is essentially like a upper 80s, low 90s rating. So basically a 20-point reduction there, 20-point reduction to his finishing stuff. Yeah, it's not great for him. So I've got him down to 76. He'll probably drop a little further throughout the year if he's not able to turn it around. Worth noting that DeAndre Jordan is on a non-guaranteed deal, so I expect that they probably will cut bait on him. They really need a 4, especially with Zion not healthy. Basically, if like Sadiq Bey gets hurt, they're really don't have a ton of options because they've been using him as like the small ball 4. Zion is allegedly going to be coming back shortly. Ditto for Jordan Poole. But let's get to the actual meat of the recap. We had 5 games to break down. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they moved to 9-5 with a win over the Memphis Grizzlies, 108-100. Donovan Mitchell, 30 points in this one. He's averaging a career high 30.5 points per game on 50% shooting. That is a 65 true shooting percentage that he's got. Fully healthy, and the main reason that they've survived Darius Garland's absence. So I've got him at a 95 overall, which is +2 from 2K Sports. Evan Mobley, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists in this one with 4 blocks as well. Did a good job shutting down Jaren Jackson Jr. Jarrett Allen has been really good this year, 16 points, filling some of the scoring void with Garland out. Jalen Tyson, he missed his second game with a concussion. Garland also missed his second game since re-aggravating his toe injury. The team doesn't have a timetable on him after he re-injured the toe that he had toe surgery on. So looking like it might be kind of a lost year for Darius Garland. I'm assuming that he's probably going to miss at least a month. Let's head on over to the Grizzlies. They've got some news. This is definitely an interesting game for them. 4th straight loss for them, but they made some lineup changes. Colin Cowherd made his first career start, replacing KCP in the starting lineup. Cowherd had a 63 true shooting entering this game versus KCP's 48% true shooting, prompting the move. So I've got Cowherd up to an 82 overall, +2. Roughly the same range I would have like a Derrick Jones Jr., let's say. Let's see how he does as a starter moving forward. He finished this one with 10 points, 8 rebounds in 24 minutes, whereas KCP had 6 points in 23 minutes. Worth noting, it's his first game off the bench since 2020 with the Lakers. So he was able to ride that championship into 5 years of just full-time starting. So, pretty nice run for him, but he's probably a backup moving forward from now on. Zach Edey, he also returned from injury in this one and replaced Jock Landale in the starting lineup. Edey had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, played 25 minutes, so not showing very much rust, I should say. Uh, Landale, he moved to the bench. He did a great job filling in as a starter. He averaged 11 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 24 minutes per game, and with a 67 true shooting percentage. Not bad for a guy on a minimum contract. My working assumption is that he's going to be ahead of Brandon Clark in the rotation once Clark does come back in like January or so, just given all the health issues that he's had over the past 3 years or so. And then John Morant exited this game 6 minutes in with calf soreness. He was a DNP last game with a sore ankle, so he was actually having his best 6 minutes of the season. 7 points, 2 for 2 from the field, 3 for 4 from the line, 2 assists. So not great. And as you can see, all the point guards on this team are sidelined. Javon Small on a two-way. He's going to miss a couple weeks with turf toe. Ty Jerome isn't back yet. Scottie Pippen Jr. is out until January. So they rocked with Vince Williams Jr. He started the third quarter, and he was getting relieved by Cam Spencer. They desperately need a point guard. They need to sign somebody if they qualify for... I don't think they qualify for... maybe they do. Maybe they can get a hardship guy. They just need another guard. Like, hey, Mike McClung, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Jaren Jackson Jr. led with 26 points in this one, but he did so on 6 of 23 shooting, 12 of 14 from the line to kind of salvage his night. But obviously he had a difficult time against Evan Mobley in this one. Let's head on over to the OKC Thunder. They moved up to 13-1 on the season, winning their 5th in a row. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 33 points, 7 assists, 13 of 19 from the field. Chet Holmgren added 25 points, 8 rebounds. Lou Dort returned, so big news for them. 3 points in 22 minutes, but they were happy to have his defense. He's been a little worse offensively this year, but they haven't needed him because so many guys on this team are capable of stepping up. A.J. Mitchell resumed his 6th-man role with Dort returning. One of those guys who's up to scoring this year. 14.6 rebounds, 4 assists in this one in 31 minutes. Hartenstein double-double, 12-12, 5 assists. No Jalen Williams in this one, so Brandon Carlson on a two-way had 7 points in 7 minutes, in 17 minutes. So yeah, pretty much the Thunder are 18 deep. Pretty much everybody except for Ousmane Deng is capable of like stepping in and playing a large role for this team. And they beat the Hornets 109-96. I forget if I mentioned that. Hornets, they dropped to 4-9. It was a back-to-back for them, and they went to overtime in that back-to-back. So they were obviously like to then play a rested OKC team. You know, this was an obvious schedule loss. Very, very predictable. They weren't going to have enough energy to beat OKC, and then LaMelo Ball also sat this one out because it was a back-to-back. So they were up against it. Miles Bridges and Concanipple combined for only 23 points in this one. They had a combined 64 in the last one. Obviously, OKC's defense a bit of a taller task than Milwaukee's. And then, no LaMelo in this one. He's only played 7 of their 13 games this year. They were 2-5 with him, and then 2-4 without him. Colin Sexton has been a big part of them weathering the storm without LaMelo. He had 13 points in a start in this one. He's kept the team afloat. Ryan Kalkbrenner, he made his return after being with his family after his wife gave birth. 13 points, 4 of 6 from the field. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That actually lowers his field goal percentage from whatever it was at, 83%, if my memory serves. And then Sion James, he also has been like a field goal percentage wizard in the early going, but he had 3 points, 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, so that's going to bring his true shooting and 3-point percentage down. Going over to the Raptors, they moved up to 8-5 on the year, 129-111 over the hapless Indiana Pacers. They've won 7 of their last 8, moving to 4th in the Eastern Conference. Jakob Poeltl had a season high, 22 points on 8 of 9 field goals versus Indiana's joke front court. RJ Barrett had 22 points, not really much else to talk about here. Colin Murray-Boyles returned from a 1-game absence. Heading over to those 1-12 Pacers, the worst record in the NBA at the moment. They've lost 7 in a row. And they've also lost Aaron Nesmith for the next 4 weeks due to his knee sprain. He's averaging a career high, 15.5 points per game. So they'll definitely miss his offense. They were already struggling to score. Siakam had 30 points, 5 of 10 from 3. Nemhard had 22 points, 5 assists, 4 of 5 from 3. So these guys, they were clicking, and they still didn't come close to winning this game. The three-headed monster, which is, if you're not familiar, that is a 96 Bulls reference. Back when they had Luke Longley, Bill Wennington, and whoever the third string was always a rotating guy. Like some years it was James Edwards, Robert Parrish, Bison Dele. He was like the best of them by far. Joe Klein, I think, 1 year. Jack Haley, although he never even took the court, he played like 1 minute and was just there to babysit Dennis Rodman. But the Bulls always had these three centers that were just there to commit fouls on other centers, like Shaquille O'Neal, for example. And so the three-headed monster is essentially what the Pacers have. The modern three-headed monster: 19 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block, and 11 fouls for the Pacers center trio. Not good. Going over the Lakers, they were pretty good in this one. Move up to 10-4 on the season, despite playing a back-to-back, 119-95 over the Milwaukee Bucks, who were also on a back-to-back. Luka Doncic, 41 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3, 18 of 20 from the free throw line. Absolutely dominated Kyle Kuzma, who we'll get to in a minute. Austin Reeves, 25 points, 8 assists, continuing his strong play. And DeAndre Ayton, a renaissance next to Luka, go figure. 20 points, 10 rebounds. He's been a lot better than he was with the Blazers last year. Jake LaRavia got a start at power forward in this one, with Rui Hachimura sitting this one out, but he had 4 points on 1 of 10 shooting from the field in 37 minutes. And Bronny James got a start at the 3, filling in for Marcus Smart, or technically like Luka's the 3, so he's like the your 3-and-D point guard essentially. Although 3 is a little not really there with Bronny. But he got a Keith Bogans-esque start, played 10 minutes and had 0 points, 0 for 2 from the field. But they were still able to win, just having fun out there. It was actually a pretty good matchup for Milwaukee, because like Ryan Rollins is essentially like the peak version of like what Bronny essentially hopes to become one day. The Bucks, they dropped to 8-6 on the year, 7th in the Eastern Conference. Giannis, it was average-ish performance: 32 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. But he's probably a little gassed after the last game. Kyle Kuzma, 1 point, 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3, 5 fouls, most of those probably against Luka, 19 minutes. Absolutely dominated in this one. Miles Turner didn't do much better. 3 points, 1 of 4 from the field in 30 minutes. He got outplayed by DeAndre Ayton, who 20-10'd him. If anything, 4 shots in 30 minutes is a very DeAndre Ayton-esque performance. So Turner had been good the last couple, but yeah, that's another stinker to bring his averages down once again. And then Ryan Rollins, he had a quiet game, 10 points, 4 of 11 shooting. Obviously, he's he can't drop 20 points every single game. He was due for an off night. The team overall shot 40% from the field, just like Charlotte. I mean, they were probably gassed with the back-to-back overtime game coming in against a superior opponent. The Denver Nuggets, speaking about superior, they move up to 10-2 on the year. Second best record in the NBA, or no, second best in the West. I think the Pistons are 11-2. But they beat the Wolves, their rivals, 123-112. 7th win in a row for them. We got some news that Christian Braun's going to be out for the next 6 weeks due to his ankle sprain. So Tim Hardaway Jr. got the start in this one, and he had 23 points on a very efficient 6 of 8 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3, 6 of 6 free throws, 0 turnovers in 29 minutes. Christian Braun, eat your heart out. Hardaway Jr. had 23. Jamal Murray had 23. Aaron Gordon had 23. Cam Johnson was out in this one, so Peyton Watson, he got the start with 12 points in 34 minutes. And of course, Joker's the one who holds everything together. He triple-doubled with 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. Only 15 points for the bench in this one. So the Nuggets starters had 108 points to the Nuggets. To the Wolves 112. Going over to those Wolves, they dropped to 8-5 on the year. They were also on a back-to-back, and then playing against the Nuggets. Also, again, a tall task. Ant had 26 points, but it came on 8 of 23 from the field, 0 for 8 from 3, 10 of 12 from the line. Gee whiz, did like Tim Hardaway Jr. shut him down? I'm sure Peyton Watson or somebody was the point of attack guy, not Hardaway Jr., but man. Julius Randle, 26 points, 8 assists. He's been consistently their primary initiator throughout the year. And then Rudy Gobert, absolutely cooked by Joker. He finished with 4 points, 4 fouls, 4 turnovers. Was a minus 22 in 23 minutes. Naz Reid, he ended up with more run in this one. He had 19 points, played 31 minutes, was a team best +7. So, yeah, Wolves definitely figured out that Rudy probably shouldn't be in against Joker. They're just not gonna be able to compete offensively. Neither one is shutting down Joker. So you might as well at least try to match the Nuggets on offense rather than play 4-on-5 on offense. At Minnesota, they're not quite as good as they've been the past couple of years, I would say. Different classes of I don't know if they're not I think they're probably about the same level of team, but other teams have gotten better, like Denver and Houston. So they're just in a different class, a different tier. Denver is very clearly number 2 or 3 in the West. OKC obviously number 1, and then your top 2 are Denver and Houston, and then the next tier down, it's all the 8-win teams are the Spurs, Suns, Warriors, and Wolves. So Suns, and to some extent the Spurs are a little bit of a surprise, but I think it's probably a little disappointing that the Wolves are only 8-5 at this point in the season. For them to be tied in record with the Suns and Spurs, I think most of their fans would be disappointed by that. But I hope you weren't disappointed in watching this video. I've been doing these all year, haven't missed a day yet. NBA 2K recaps daily. Let me know in the comments if there's anybody that you think I need to work on. 2K is going to be releasing another roster update, I think, this Thursday, so I'm trying to catch up on a lot of my ratings. There were a few that I did in this one that I didn't feel the need to recap, but I'm essentially cleaning things up, finishing out or fleshing out a lot of my teams. So let me know if there's anything that you see that's off, or what have you. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night or day whenever you're watching this. Peace out.